right, we've got 2 new packages to open up, Dex. Let's get right into it.
Is this... It's Beachhead.
That guy looks good. Wow, really good.
Beachhead looks awesome.
This is the retro card version, obviously, but wow.
It looks amazing.
I agree. This looks really outstanding. I mean, this is the vintage Beachhead. This is the guy that we all grew up with. And he's not alone.
It's Road Pig. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. Road Pig and Rockus. Beachhead here, the retro version. This is some old school goodness here for G.I. Joe. Beachhead looks cool. Now, just to compare, here's the Cobra Island Beachhead. Put it next to this one. Pretty cool, pretty similar, but a little different. We'll get into that. Dex, why don't you talk to me about Road Pig there?
He looks so good. All the weapons he comes with and everything about him looks amazing.
First, I gotta check out Beachhead here. Beachhead comes with quite a few little accessories. He's got his satchel with explosives, his submachine gun here with a removable mag, and a removable suppressor. His little crossbow that came with the first one, I'm pretty sure this is the exact same one. Yes, this is the exact same as the Cobra Island, just different shade of green. Then 2 different silver-bladed knives. Green one goes in his boot, and then the black knife with the silver blade goes in the side. He has 2 smoke grenades. These came with the retro Snake Eyes, I think. Now, the first thing I'm noticing with Beachhead is his secondary vest here. It's a little more pliable than the first one. The first one is very chunky and thick, but this was back in the very early days of G.I. Joe Classified. The thick vests used to be a problem, right? For just articulation, nothing else. I actually like this one a lot. It's one of my favorite G.I. Joe Classified figures. The Cobra Island Beachhead is just a classic. One of my favorite figures to just pose, move around. One of the differences here is Cobra Island Beachhead has his beret that he can wear, whereas the retro carded version is just like the original. He's got it folded up on his shoulder. So if you're wondering what the red strap is, that's what it is.
Road Pig's weapons are amazing. I love all the different accessories and weapons he comes with. I like the cinder block a lot because it's like huge and all like cool looking. And then the hammer looks amazing too, with all the sculpting on it.
Oh, that iron one?
Yeah.
It's got like a boar head on it. Very cool.
They should have put a peg though for the riot shield so it can actually peg onto his back. Because he has a peg hole, but there's nothing to put on.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, I like that.
There's nowhere to put his hammers.
Yeah, so that's one downside here. Obviously, people don't like the face of Road Pig. They think it's too cartoony. I agree, to an extent. I think in terms of what it is, it looks really good. It just looks like a fun face. I mean, it's not exactly what we all wanted, obviously. Road Pig's supposed to be like a one-man army that brings destruction and chaos. I don't know that we really see that in these 2 faces. But Road Pig also has this awesome muzzle mask with boar tusks sticking out the side. I love that. It's got a very nice look, and it wraps around his ears very snugly. This is a good fit. He's got an earring that looks like a little mini dagger. You see that?
Yeah.
It looks kind of cool. I think most of the conversation about the G.I. Joe Classified Road Pig so far has just revolved around the head sculpts, and I think that's a big mistake, because the normal face looks totally fine. I mean, yeah, it's a little more cartoony than we'd like. The open mouth one, that's more of the problem, I think. But when you look at the rest of the figure, if you're passing on this guy just because of his head sculpts, when he has like a barbarian type of helmet, I mean, what are you doing? You're just passing on a great figure for no reason.
There's so many parts of it that are like tight and are hard to move, and then other parts are just completely loose. Like one hand is super tight and like good and posable, and the other one just keeps flopping down. Like I'll have it up and then it'll just keep flopping down.
This hook though, I love this. This is different than the Crocmaster one. It's got some jagged serrated edges near the hook.
Road Pig's an amazing figure. He just needs to be able to hold his weapons. There's no spot anywhere on him. He's got too many accessories though. You need to be able to fit them somewhere.
Yeah, not too many accessories that we're complaining that he came with them all. We just like to have some storage. Now, when we're talking about Road Pig, we got to talk about this awesome Ultra Edition of Road Pig that we received for our first year anniversary from Custom Figure Maker Figurehead. There are a lot of figures out there where you can see custom figures that sometimes rival what Hasbro has done, but Road Pig getting the head sculpt just right. I haven't seen a single head sculpt for a custom figure of Road Pig that looked just like what I expected him to look like. Until Figurehead made this one. But I think we mostly all agreed this Figurehead one set the bar high. And that's why I don't mind the G.I. Joe Classified Road Pig, just because it is a little more animated. But G.I. Joe was based on an animated series and comic books, and it's supposed to be fun. I'm sure we'll get a more aggressive head sculpt the next time. Probably for the retro version, but in the meantime, I don't mind these. I'm a Road Pig fan, so If there's a cartoony version out there, I'm probably going to want it just as much as I want the original vintage mean looking one, right?
Rockus is really cool, but I'm not the biggest fan of him. He looks cool, but he needs some sort of like muzzle or something with him, like a leash. He would look a lot cooler with that. The head sculpt on him is amazing though, with the scars on him and like the angry face too. They had a lot of detail into it. He has 2 metal caps on his teeth that look like they're supposed to be from like cavities. And I think there's another one in the back where they just have a bit of paint on it.
All right, that's attention to detail that I think is going to go past most people. That's really cool. I didn't even notice that, and I haven't heard that ever. Oh, man. Road Pig's secondary gear is outstanding. It's got a strap on the side with I don't want to call it a holster, but like a holder for all these bolt arrows. The knee pads look amazing. They're all dented in. They look like they're made of aluminum. They've taken some serious damage. A lot of texture here in the legs.
I think the open mouth one is supposed to be the primary like face that's supposed to be on him most of the time. Because in the inside you can see 1, and then on the other one it says 2. And
they're
then
numbered?
And then same thing for Rockus. It says 1 and then 2 in the inside.
Man, I just love this body. And the legs especially. I'm at the point where I don't really care what anyone thinks about this guy. This is awesome. I'm impressed, and that's good enough for me. The articulation is fantastic for a guy like this, of this size. The football pads, this is really cool. Love this barbarian head sculpt as well.
I think they should have tried putting more of like the facial hair the same on both head sculpts, because on the open face or open mouth one, it's more just like a line, and then on the other one it's like over his mouth too.
Didn't notice that either. So overall, this is a vintage Road Pig, just with modern updates and a little bit different secondary gear, but I think it looks incredible. And this is an all-new buck as well. But when Road Pig's wearing this barbarian pig head helmet, I mean, it's like a road warrior look. This is straight out of Mad Max. So checking out Rockus here, this guy is straight up just like Junkyard. It's the same body mold, different head. I love these animals. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. Yeah, Dex, I gotta agree with you here. The football pads, the skull on the shoulder pad, this is really well done. The sculpting is phenomenal. The paint apps especially, I mean, it's one thing if it's sculpted well, but you gotta have it go hand in hand with really good paint apps. It's one of the places where G.I. Joe Classified shines, especially with the tattoos here as well. The Dreadnought tattoo on his stomach, I'm not liking that very much. I don't think that tattoo came out the way that Hasbro intended. And I say that because on the side of the box on the render art, you can see the tattoo there, and it's a lot more noticeable and clear. Whereas here it looks like the ink really ran. And speaking of that render artwork, phenomenal. Right? I mean, That is just awesome. Rockus is looking great. Road Pig looks amazing.
I think they should have made the font smaller, so if anything does smudge, it'll be more readable.
I think we can already tell what changes will happen with the retro version. There's going to be a new head sculpt, probably. And I would assume fewer tattoos, right? And this stomach tattoo will be gone, I'm pretty sure. They'll just give him the straight up vintage look.
I really like this version of Beachhead. It looks amazing. I like how you can take the grenades off his strap.
Yeah, and you can put them anywhere. He's got a few straps on his legs. They attach there as well. Now we got Road Pig with the normal head on. This is going to be the way I pretty much have him presented most of the time, I think. Yeah, for a guy as big and thick and beefy as Road Pig is, he is so articulated, so posable. The things you can do with a figure this big and chunky, like, wow. And one of the good things is you can customize this guy pretty well, right? You can take off the crossbow, although I love this touch. What a great callback to the 1980s version. That was one of my favorite figures as a kid. I think I'm not alone there either, because a lot of us like Road Pig. Now this is an original mold here for Road Pig. We know that it's brand new body, brand new parts for the most part. We know that Hasbro likes to reuse these. So aside from other versions of Road Pig, do you think that this mold could be reused for anyone else out there in the G.I. Joe universe?
Maybe someone like the Fridge.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah, I could definitely see that actually. Yeah, throw some different football pads on him, a lot bigger in size, and yeah, I could see this for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if Hasbro gave Road Pig a little bit extra weight for a reason, right? Like storyline-wise, you can justify it, but I think you might be onto something there, Dex, because there are not many people that line up with a powerlifting character like Road Pig, but a football player, that would definitely work.
Okay, it's time for ratings. What would you rate Beachhead?
Beachhead, I'm going to give him a solid 9.1. I'm a big Beachhead fan. I think they nailed this one. I think he even has a new head sculpt as well, possibly. I might be wrong about that. I have to take the Cobra Island one out of the box to confirm, but either way, I'm happy with it. As a fan of Beachhead, it's great to have the original one that we all liked, so I don't know, that's my take, but I grew up with a guy like this, so Dex, What do you think?
I really like the color they have for this instead of the other one, which is more of like a toned down one with it's more watered down, the color. This one's a lot greener. I'm just not a fan of the weapons. Make it the same color as him. You don't have two different shades of green, and I don't want green weapons. You're not going to have green weapons unless there's camo on it.
Yeah, there was that issue early in the line, right, with a lot of the nerf-looking weapons, and they were also different colors. I think this is a callback to the early 80s versions, right? Like most of the retro-carded figures, Hasbro tries to give them the same colored weapons. So that's probably why, but I agree with you, Dex. It'd be nice to have more realistic-looking weapons.
Yeah.
But what would you give Retro Beachhead out of 10?
I'd give him an 8.5. It's a good figure, but I do think he could use some improvement.
Next, let's talk about Road Pig and Rockus. What would you give them out of 10?
I'd give him a 9.5. It's a good figure. I'd give him a 10 out of 10, but the head sculpts just make it a 9.5.
That's fair. Yeah. I'm going to do the same. Give him a 9.5. Big fan of Road Pig. They nailed the body. They nailed everything.
I like the shoulder pads a lot, though, with the spikes and the skull and everything. Yeah. It's an amazing figure.
The head sculpt's not bad. It just missed the mark. And I think that's an important point to distinguish, right? It's not bad. Just missed the mark. Some people out there are instantly going to say, no, it's bad. It's the worst thing we've ever seen. It's a bit much of a reaction there.
It just needs improvement.
Yes, I agree. Tinker with it a little bit. The hair, I don't know. I think they nailed the hair.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's really nice how it's perfectly flat.
Yeah, I think overall we just want a meaner looking Road Pig. And I'm pretty sure Hasbro has heard the community loud and clear on that. I think after we get past that, at this point we can just enjoy Road Pig for what it is. And it's a great looking figure. Great body. Great accessories. Great helmet. Oh my god, this is gnarly. And the cinder block hammer could have been a little longer, but I also don't mind that it's almost like a one-hander, right? Just taking everyone out. And you gotta be big and strong like a power lifter like Road Pig in order to be able to lift something like this and swing it around with one hand. By now, most of us have either received the Road Pig and the Beachhead.
If you've already got yours, in the comments, tell us what you think about it.
I agree. I think these are definitely two keepers. We're going to enjoy these. 2024 has been such a fun year. We're getting Road Pig. We're getting the original Beachhead. We've got so many awesome figures this year. Let us know in the comments down below what stood out to you this year the most. Was it the vehicles, some of your favorite figures, the advancements of the retro line? We want to hear from you guys. Let us know what your thoughts are, and we'll see you guys next time. And there you have it. You've made it to the end of this episode, and we really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below, and we would love it even more if you take just 1 second of your time. Make sure that down below you are subscribed to the channel. We ask that you do, because that guarantees that we definitely get to see you back here again next time. Thanks for tuning into Viper Island, your one-stop shop for all things G.I. Joe. When there's relevant news, we'll be here to discuss all of it, together with you. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, have a great day, and yo Joe!